Hello, everybody, and welcome to the November 8th, 2018 edition of the Ephrom Josine Show. I'm your host, Ephrom Josine. Anyway, oh god, we gotta break down the news again. Anyway, I think we should talk about Scott Walker real quick. You know, I know we usually don't talk about him. However, he's just so funny sometimes. The Wisconsin governor and former presidential candidate recently lost his Wisconsin gubernatorial election for a third term. Vice said, prepare for, quote, a long drawn out recount. Because he was actually, in all fairness, very close. You know, he got 1.2% less vote than his opponent. Now, mind you, close elections are famous for Scott Walker, considering how he literally had to have a recall election in 2012 because the people just hated him so much. See Citizen Code for more details. But then it turns out he can't ask for a recount because of a law he passed. And then he went on Twitter and put a "This is God's plan" quote. Beautiful. Anyway, so here's a funny clip. Now, this is from neoconservative Bill Kristol, the man who is wrong about literally everything. This is the man who thought we'd be in and out of Iraq and it wouldn't cost us anything. He said Donald Trump would lose every chance he could. He'd say, oh, Donald Trump wouldn't win this. And then he won, and Bill Kristol just couldn't figure it out. And since then, he's been sort of going around being one of the only ever Trumpers. The media loves him, despite the fact that there are more Americans that believe in lizard people than there are Republicans who are generally anti-Donald Trump, because the Republican Party is basically all the same. Anyway, here's what he had to say.
I think people start to look up in November, December, January, Republicans, and say, well, the election didn't work out too well. The second half of the first term looks as chaotic.
And they still have the Senate and barely have a minority in the House. It worked out well for them. This is your party, and you're not even defending it well.
Maybe more chaotic than the first half of the first term, especially if some of the people who are viewed as kind of guardrails on Donald Trump start to leave. And I think at that point you do, and then if there are a couple of bumps, the Mueller report, the economy doesn't stay as strong as it has been. I think you get real questioning going forward about, do we want to tie ourselves to Donald Trump? It's one thing in the first 2 years to sort of defend Trump. What's the choice? He's not going anywhere. You're up for re-election. It's too complicated to try to distance yourself, they think, and so they don't. But going forward, it's, do you want to renominate him? Do you want him to carry the banner of the party forward? And at that point, I think some of those who've been putting up with Trump start to say, well, wait a second, I'm not sure this is the way to go.
In 30 seconds or less, do you think a part of Nikki Haley would be receptive to meeting with Bill Kristol and hearing you out?
I think she'd be happy to.
Of course he loves Nikki Haley.
Coffee, not a full lunch, you know.
A lot of people don't know this. He likes that idea a little bit more than he's letting on.
Very secret place in a very dark basement somewhere there.
You're just making this worse for yourself.
In New York. I'll let you recommend the place to me, Brian.
Okay, Bill, you're Bill Crystal and you make it worse for yourself.
I'll see her. I think people will have to raise the question, do they want to renominate Donald Trump in 2020? We'll see, of course, what happens over the next year. But I personally try to lay the groundwork for a primary challenge. I don't know whether Nikki Haley or someone else will pick up the mantle, but it's been done before. And
When?
as I say, I think this election, Tuesday will be an important moment where people start looking forward after Tuesday and asking, do we want him, do we want an additional 4 years of Donald Trump defining the Republican Party?
To be clear, Mr. Crystal, the answer is they must. You want to know why? Because they elected him. They didn't go with Marco Rubio or whoever it is you supported. They went with Donald Trump, and I don't like Donald Trump. To be fair, I'm with you on that. I, however, don't like him from a policy standpoint. You like him from those standpoints, or at least have no reason not to, considering how you loved George W. Bush and Ronald Reagan, and they did the exact same. Didn't you even campaign for Ronald Reagan? How is Donald Trump any worse? No, seriously, I don't get that. But Bill Kristol may actually get what he wants because it turns out John Kasich, Ohio governor, is open to the idea of a 2020 presidential run. That will fail miserably. Or maybe Bill Kristol can run, get 7 votes, and we'll all die laughing. I don't know. Either way, I just can't wait for this to start. I'm Ephrom, and good night.